Previously on Destiny. While I am not an expert on the machinations of the Hive dynasty, Episode 2 Heresy presents a myriad of interesting ideas and themes of the future of the Hive siblings and what their struggle is all about. The Taking King has returned. We knew this would happen because it had been predicted numerous times, and if things really wanted to get interesting, Oryx's body is still intact and accessible, should he wish for it. Welcome back, Guardians. My name is Samlab. It's good to be back. Now, if you haven't been playing Destiny 2, allow me to give you a brief rundown on what's been happening for quite some time. The Witness has been defeated. Echoes, paracausal artifacts of light and dark, jettisoned from within the Traveler. One Echo found its way to Maya Sundaresh. She escaped. The second Echo found its way to Fikrul, now deceased, and for real this time. The Echo is now in the possession of Eramis or Mithrax? We're not sure what the case is, or will be. The final Echo landed on the Dreadnought, and has reawakened the Taking King, Oryx. This episode, has been focused on the discussion between the Hive siblings. For the first time, we get to see and hear a real conversation between these Hive God, and get a firm grasp on the present situation. Oryx has been gone for a long time, so the reanimated consciousness of himself has no context for everything that has happened in the system since the Taken King expansion. In the process of Guardians being sent to the Dreadnought to investigate what's going on, we lost Eris Morn, and she was killed by the subjugator named Kit-Ugh, among the first of those reshaped by the Witness. And although this seems rather shocking and sad for a moment, Eris Morn is known for having as many contingencies as Savathun does, so I wasn't as worried in the beginning. Without delivering on the information, generally speaking, the Hive Court refers to the location or structure where rituals or ceremonies are held or battles take place, which are often ruled by the Hive entity. These courts are usually filled with Hive magic, dark rituals and high-ranking Hive enemies, which makes them a key location. Within the Hive dynasty, there are 3 key courts you need to know about. The High War. After the fall of Fundament, the first time the Hive encountered alien life beyond their world, Oryx would establish his court, which he named the High War. Whoever comes into his court may challenge him. It will be a killing ground and a school of the sword logic they learned from the worm their gods. Pay attention to this, because Eris Morn operates within the laws and principles of High War, even if she calls it heresy. To be in opposition to the Hive is to embrace the way of the Hive. And although Eris Morn helped us to defeat the Taken King Oryx, sees only one of us as his true heir, the Guardians, and there is no escaping that truth. The High Coven. With no stretch of the imagination, this court blatantly or obviously belongs to the second sister of the Osmium dynasty, Savathun. Based on tricks, deceit, lies, treachery and more, the Witch Queen's court is designed to usurp everyone and anyone who would try to understand her. There is always an angle that Savathun is working, and with her deep knowledge of Hive magics, she benefits from both Oryx and Xivu Arath's courts. The World of War. Now, I'm calling it this because I haven't been able to find any evidence in lore or in audio logs specifically identifying Xivu Arath's court. Her nature and role are clearly defined as god of war, strategy, death and conquest, somewhat like a tyrant warlord. But since Season of the Witch, she has been banished from her throne world and desires desperately to take back her throne world and become the rightful heir of King Oryx. The Court of Heresy. In heresy to them all, Eris Morn, having finally accepted who she is, has established the Court of Heresy, one of revenge, in direct opposition to every court currently established within the Hive dynasty, which is a big deal. Mostly because nothing of this scale has ever happened before in Destiny's history. Now, in the aftermath of Oryx's return through the power of the Echo, the Hive Pantheon finds itself at a most unusual turning point. With every lie laid bare and truths revealed, Savathun not too delicately informs her brother that everything the witness told them was nothing more than a trick. A clever ploy devised to use the Hive for its own cosmic domination. Given the level of devotion Oryx had showed to the witness, and worse, hearing the Krill were promised a life in the light of the Traveller, only incurred his rage and retreat to leave, to find solace in their homeworld of Fundament, which hasn't been seen since the day the Hive left. Although many lore scholars debate it, we still don't have a clear definition of what an echo is. So far we understand each echo embodies a correlation of darkness and light manifest, raw paracausal power of opposing natures, but with separate consciousness. Whose consciousness, you ask? Your guess is as good as mine. It stands to reason that there are 4 different powers at play in heresy. No one fully understands. The Echo, the Nine, the new taken leader, the Winnower, and Savathun. I could go on and on explaining the importance of each, but the likelihood is we'll be revisiting each one in future videos as their relevance becomes more key in bigger story beats. So, which powers are the most important for you to keep an eye on? And the answer to that is simple. Well, honestly, all of them really. For now though, it's safer to direct our attention towards the big 3, which are the Nine, Savathun, and the Winnower. All 3 of these powers have an important part and share of the light and darkness dogma. One point to understand about these paracausal powers is their entities. While on the surface or in lore seem fun, it's easy to understand that when it feels like expectations for grander schemes of things can keep going on and on, my hope is that sooner or later the big 3 will start to move their new pieces in this new game. Though I think Savathun is way ahead of the pack, and we have begun to see signs of this in places she holds influence, in Sol and quite possibly beyond. Queen Mara Sov may actually be one of few that understands the intentions of the Queen of Lies and what she understands. Liars often enjoy the thrill of revealing their hand. Why? Because what good is it to be ahead if no one knows? Ponder on that for a moment. Although Greek mythology isn't real, a lot of Destiny's story heavily ties into some of the themes, and among those godlike characters was one named Apollo, whose role was of music, healing, light and prophecy. Now, if you didn't know Destiny 2's next big expansion, it bears the same name of Apollo as a part of the Path to Frontiers. A lot of information was shared, which you all know by now, but what I really want to hone in on are the themes attached to Apollo's name: music, healing, light, prophecy. Without even having to guess, the last three provide an exciting premise, especially in us knowing how important the light is and how its paracausal properties can be used for healing. Finally, prophecy. Not only is this a big deal within Destiny's campaign, story and lore, we have a dungeon built by the Nine named Prophecy. Yes, I can already hear the comments, all retired lore scholars shouting in the background, "That wasn't confirmed, Psalmlab!" While I agree, let me also remind you that anything is possible in Destiny. There's no telling what direction things will take in Act 3, or even beyond into Frontiers, but I for one will stick it out a little while to see where this next craft will take us. There are many planets, black holes, universe, and uncharted regions of space to explore out there, and I genuinely can't wait to see how the narrative team bring them to light in the next season. But that's all I have for you. Hopefully you have enjoyed watching and listening to today's video. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. Click the bell notification to find out when my next lore video goes live. Remember that no matter what you're facing at this moment in time, you can do all things. Stay safe and Godspeed.